I know the 25th birthday is coming up next year for The Sims, but I really wasn't expecting such a heavy week of news. Obviously, they had the whole announcement about Project Rene, The Sims 4 continuation, My Sims, and also a new mobile game which focuses on stories. And now the Sims community has actually come across yet another survey, and surveys are one of my favorite things. I absolutely love when they give us a survey. It's a chance for Simmers to actually look at concepts, ideas that the team may potentially be playing around with, and for us to directly give our say on what themes, what objects, what types of packs actually excite us when it comes to these concepts. It is linked over on the Sims community website. I will leave a link to this post down below so you can go check out everything that is included in this survey. Just as a quick little disclaimer before we get into it, this isn't confirming that these packs are definitely going to be a thing, but it does seem as though the last few that we did a fair few years ago now have actually had at least a little bit of impact on the development of The Sims 4. Which of the best describes what motivates you to play Sims 4? Now, I definitely do a fair few challenges. You know, I love a community-driven challenge. Collecting items, collections are one of my favorite parts of this game. I do get too emotionally invested in my Sims lives, let's be real. Build skills through hobbies and activities for sure. New mods and custom content I want to try out. I mean, I always check out the base game updates and would very much like them to continue and only get bigger and better now that we know that The Sims 4 is around for another long while. How interested in you in an expansion pack that predominantly focuses on exploring different life stages? See, I mean, high school years kind of did Team Sim / Life. I don't personally think it did it well. I just feel like if they're focusing on one age in an expansion, it's just not gonna be the best pack that I think it could be. Just because I think having classes for elders, speed dating, things that kind of get them out of the house. Obviously, you can do a couple of those things with packs that we already have, but I've always said I would love more to kind of complement retired Sims and kind of make that feel a little bit more realistic. I know when I say that, people are gonna think oh, you just want walking canes for elder Sims. That's not what I'm saying. I believe mobility aids are available for every age and should be available for every age when they do come into The Sims 4. I would just like to see more actually specifically given for elders. You can kind of get retirement homes in for rent, but like I said, I would love to see more of those classes and experiencing new hobbies in retirement. But I just don't think focusing on age specific ones is the way to go, especially if it's done like high school years. High school years could have been so much better if they have focused on other things around it. The Sims team is not committing to any specific themes, features, or details outlined here. Your input will determine which ideas are most appealing, what could be improved, or which should be cut. Please rate these ideas based on what you personally want or don't want from future expansions. Transport your Sims to a neon-lit cyberpunk future where you can enhance their human or robot lives with cutting-edge tech, explore gritty careers, and navigate complex relationships between Sims and robots, kind of giving into the future a little bit. I definitely am somewhat interested. It's not one where I jump on it and I'm oh my god, yes, give it to me now. Shape your Sims' fate in a gritty city. Will they become notorious criminals, vigilante for justice, or play both sides? Navigate from small-time pickpocketing to high-stake heists. Kind of extremely interested in that. I think having more of that gritty material in The Sims would be good. Customize your travel van and live on the road. Explore picturesque destinations, trade with the locals, and work on your mechanic skills. Prepare for your retirement and expanded elder adventures. I just don't know how they would do that in The Sims 4. Like, would they make the vans kind of like little trailers that you can actually design, that you can customize the inside of? Like, would they give you a shell of a van and then you can customize it with furniture that we get in that pack? I mean, I'm doing the Globetrotter challenge right now. I've always said that I want like a mechanic skill. I want fixer-upper cars. So this is definitely piquing my interest. Create an adventure-filled sleepaway camp where kids discover new hobbies, uncover camp secrets, and forge lifelong friendships. We have scouts in The Sims 4 Seasons, and then we obviously also have like outdoor retreat. And then if you have a get-together, you can kind of already do this with like a scout club in outdoor retreat. So whilst I would love like kids to have new hobbies and definitely have like more of a social life and be able to do more activities, I'm now thinking, do we need a dedicated pack for that when you can technically, given with like 3 other packs and then also with some like imagination, it can kind of get the same outcome. Journey with your Sims through an adventurous exploration of coastal landscapes to discover prehistoric and marine fossils and other natural wonders. Showcase your unique discoveries to inspire conservation and adventure skills. Why do these have so many crossovers with what we already have? Sorry to everyone who did marine biology in university. Traverse an uncharted, otherworldly, extreme environment where civilization has collapsed and nature has reclaimed the remnants of a once great city. This sounds like an apocalyptic pack, and I'm kind of here for it. I've always put off like doing the apocalypse challenge because I don't feel like you can get the best out of that right now without a theme like this. Like, I feel like it is quite difficult. Some of you may disagree with that. Some of you may actually have done like the apocalypse challenge and been like, I actually found it quite easy with what we already have in the game. Whereas for this one, I'm like, unlike this idea where you can kind of like create it already, this one I feel is much harder to do, which therefore in turn I feel makes me more interested in it. Step into a lively 80s 90s retro world in a bustling mall setting, enjoying classic throwback activities and unique storylines that reimagine the era with nostalgic charm and unforgettable drama. I mean, I would love to have malls in The Sims 4. I'm gonna say somewhat interested for that one. Dive into a vibrant ocean world and explore hidden treasures, meet marine life, build your seaside dream, and sail between charming coastal towns. Every dive and voyage offers new discoveries. This you can kind of already do. You can find hidden treasures in Sulani. This kind of does give me Brindleton Bay. I mean, a vibrant ocean world does kind of give me throwbacks to The Sims 3 Island Paradise, where you could actually like go underwater and see things. It should have been in Island Living though, especially with the introduction of mermaids. Experience a modern monarchy where you'll build up your legacy through grand estates, political intrigue, and luxurious fashion. Rise from commoner to ruler, forge alliances, and navigate royal rivalries in a culturally rich, high-stakes drama of power, influence, and exclusive living. I'm not that interested in a royalty pack. I've always said that. I will always say it. It is kind of reminding me of The Sims 3 Medieval, but I just know it's never going to be The Sims 3 Medieval, so I would just prefer to play Medieval. Why do I always feel like I have unpopular opinions in these surveys? Of the ideas that you're at least somewhat interested in, select 2 ideas that you find most appealing. Definitely the apocalypse and then the travel van. Trade items, recipes, and stories from each location. Return to a world where Sims dream to retire to update your van. Dive deeper into the mechanic career, partake in whimsical misadventures with family or solo, and enjoy expanded elder activities during their golden years, enriching generational storytelling. Boom. How unique is this idea compared to what's already available? I have been doing this in the Globetrotter, so I'm gonna go kind of unique, because with mods, we do have like the language barrier mod. We also have like a travel mod where you can like buy a passport, and that actually has an effect effect on like how your sim can travel between worlds, and you like have to pay for flights. And then you can also kind of select not to play with those and still get this same kind of experience if you limit yourself to the Globetrotter challenge. How likely are you to buy this expansion? Very likely. Whilst I'm still making Sims 4 content and covering all of the new packs and making content so that you can see what's included, it's going to be extremely likely, isn't it? But I'm taking that out of the equation. If I was just a simmer, like playing for my own personal gain, it would still be very likely. Right now, again, I would buy it when it was released so that I could continue making content for you lot, but probably I would read reviews, see gameplay videos. I've always felt if I didn't do this as a career, I would still approach like every Sims 4 pack in that way. Personally, I've always wanted a mechanical skill. I think fixer-upper cars, selling them once they've been worked on, upgrading them over time. I think it's a great hobby, and it's also a great like skill building, bonding exercise that you can either do with friends or relatives. I definitely think that multiple Sims should be able to work on a car at once, kind of like they can do with school projects. I'm currently playing the Globetrotter challenge. I love like meeting locals, experience their culture and food, aspirations, collections, and skills. And I feel like the trading really ties into that. Focus on retirement and golden years, also something I'm interested in. Communal living for elders or community spaces dedicated for events or hobbies they want to try out. Art classes, speed dating, knitting, cross-stitch meets, comedy shows, etc. A lot of this could be done with just like base game and the pack and like encouraging you. And then potentially if you have other packs, you actually get other events like those knitting and cross-stitch, for example, which come with other packs. Wills and family heirlooms, so you can actually dictate as a player who gets what when you do meet your elderly demise and meet the Grim Reaper. I wouldn't want the misadventures to be done purely through pop-ups such as Jungle Adventure. Would want to experience these as a player, more like Sims 3 World Adventures. Had to give a shout out to World Adventures. And then we got the Last of Us pack. Civilization has collapsed, nature is reclaimed. Master adaptation skills to survive and thrive, from finding basic resources and creating makeshift shelters to creating home for your team of Sims whom with your unique skills combined, you'll partner with to get through crumbling structures, overgrown streets, and hidden corners of a vast post-apocalyptic landscape. I'm so scared that these are all going to be done through pop-ups, especially for like the cave recently that we got in for rent, and also with therapy and Love Struck. It just feels like they've been relying on those kind of pop-ups an awful lot. And I'm scared that this is also going to rely on those. I think Batu created that trust issue for me. The game blends exploration, survival, and strategy elements, introducing exotic pets, expanded fishing, and a survivalist career. Introduces a dynamic resource management based on availability. Maybe they actually introduce like fishing rods that you can build yourself. If they tie this into like woodworking, see, this is the thing. I get carried away and then I just feel like this Sims 4 is not going to do that. But if they want The Sims 4 to go on for as long as they said they have, I do think we need a switch up in expansions. We need a switch up in what they're actually giving to us. And I want bigger, like more in-depth packs than what we've currently been getting. Slightly more interested on this one just because the like pop-up ability does kind of scare me. I haven't ever gone out of my way again for like apocalypse mods, so I can't really say. I do feel like because we have that challenge already written, obviously Simmers have already thought about this. Like obviously this is something that Simmers already want, so I'm gonna say kind of unique. Definitely somewhat likely. I feel like it's less likely than the other one, but definitely still like interested in reading reviews. Worried that a lot of gameplay would be done through pop-ups like Jungle Adventure or missions in Journey to Batu. Love the idea of resource management between groups. Enjoy playing the game when things aren't always easy. For example, when money's low and having to survive off food or scavenged items. Always enjoy the beginning of challenges for that reason, when it actually feels like it's difficult to judge your needs against like how much time you have in the day, and then also with just like only eating fish. Would want updates to handiness skill and woodworking table to be able to craft items that let you to survive, similar to Sims Castaway, such as fishing rods, bobbers, bait, shelters, and also more furniture that you can actually create on the woodworking table. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on the ones that actually went into more discussion actually in my survey. And then also, if you've taken this survey, like I said, link is down below to go check out the Sims community page. I would love to hear your thoughts, how you felt about the packs that you were maybe more interested in, because that's the thing. Like with Simmers, you're never gonna have like a one and done, because so many people want so many different things out of this game. What is interesting to me might not be so interesting to you. Believe me, I saw that when I was fully rooting for Nifty Knitting, and so many people in my comments were like, Molly, why are you going so hard for Nifty Knitting? But again, I didn't want laundry day stuff when we were initially going through that survey. So you win some, you lose some. But thank you all so much for tuning in, listening to my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear what you lot think. Also, over on the Sims community page, Jovan has actually posted the more in-depth look at the other expansions. So if you want to go check all of them out, which I will be doing after this video, you can definitely go see more of the detail that they give about the others, so that you can kind of just like think how you feel about it once you do learn about it in a bit more depth. Definitely go and have your say. Like I said, in the past, we have definitely seen themes that seem to have made it into other packs down the line, even if they didn't like win the initial voting period. It's just a way for the team to see like what actually is interesting to Simmers and whether they're going for like the correct theming and the correct like gameplay. So definitely don't miss out on this opportunity, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.